Okay, hello again. I am back. So hopefully you got a chance to use the clipping mask and the trim tool, clean up your layers, make a section perspective. And now I wanted to just show some stuff that you could add or work on to kind of make your drawings a little bit more complex, make them a bit more rigorous, a bit more adventurous. And so for those of you who keep getting the comment that, oh, drawing looks great, but I wish you could make it, add some complexity, add a little bit more rigor, add some intensity to it. Maybe this and some of the next tutorials will help you out a bit. So here's just the view that I had taken that you may remember from last time. Just reminding you, I'm going to type in, oopsie, I'm going to type in viewport properties. Type it in again here, and then shows me all this. Remember, we can play around, come here to good one, and see what happens when you play around with lens length. Changing the numbers around, and try making something really high. See what the differences are. So you can just get different qualities by playing around with that number. Okay, haven't really changed it here. We're gonna go back to what we had. Right, another thing that I want you to try and do now is to add some depth to this by giving these planes here actual depth. Because we know a floor isn't just a plane in space, or a ceiling isn't just like a flat plane. Usually it has a depth there. So I'm going to start with, this shape right here. First thing I'm going to do is explode it. So that I can work with the different bits individually. Okay, and then if I come over here, let me see what layer everything is on. Everything is on the top volume layer, so I'll leave that for now. Although if I was being really picky, I might want to change around the layers. But and I'm gonna go join the top volume layer here. And I'm going to start offsetting things to give things a bit of depth. So I'm going to select the bottom, which is the floor right here, and I'm going to offset it to offset surface. Oops. Right there, it asks me the distance. I'm going to say 8 inches because I'm going to think like maybe it's a floor slab. Actually, why don't we go a little bit thicker? Let's do 10. I'm going to leave the corners sharp, solid, tolerance. I'm going to leave all of that stuff. And then it's asking me to delete the input. I'm going to uncheck that. Have both sides unchecked, and then I'm going to do the arrow right here is pointing down. I want it to go down. I'm going to hit done, and then it's made. Now, one point that you should keep in mind here is I didn't hit delete input, so the surface is kept and the new solid I've made, right? So if I go over here into, I don't know, maybe try rendered, right? We get the surface and the solid, right? I right now don't think, for my purposes, I need both of those guys. So I am going to undo this, and I'm gonna initiate the command again, right? Offset surface. And I am going to say, yes, please delete that input. The arrows look like they're correct. It's 10 inches up here. If I wanted to have it be offset upwards, I just click on one of the arrows. They all go upwards, but I'm gonna have them go downwards because that's how it's built, right? These walls are gonna be built on that floor. I'm gonna hit done. There, it's created. Okay. Looking good so far. Now let's deal with these walls. Same thing, offset command. I'm gonna switch the arrows here because look what will happen if I do this, right? It's gonna be sitting off. I'm gonna just see. If I don't change those arrows, the wall is no longer on top of my floor. So I'm gonna undo that. I'm gonna offset command. I don't think it needs to be 10 inches thick either. Walls don't need to be that thick. I'm just gonna make it a really skinny wall, about 4 inches. 4. I want to delete the input. I'm gonna do done. Gotta change my arrows around. Didn't even listen to myself, and now I'm gonna do done. That's a little bit thicker. Same thing over here. Remember, if you just hit enter, it'll initiate the last command. I want it to be going in the other direction, so it's sitting on top of my floor there, and I'm just gonna hit enter. Oops. And now I can do the ceiling last. Let's have that be a bit thicker. Let's make that an 8. let's do 6 actually. It's going up in the right direction. So now I'm getting a little bit more detail here, right? It's no longer just flat planes, but trying to use the offset command to try and get a little bit more, I guess, veracity, a bit more truth to what I'm trying to say here with the spaces I'm trying to create. So we're at 5 minutes. I'm going to try doing it again with this one over here. So first thing I'm going to do, explode. Whoops. So now that, oops, excuse me, explode. Now they're all separate surfaces. I'm gonna go, let's try doing it with extrude this time. Extrude surface. In this case, you can kind of be a little bit more, I guess, free hand with it. You can go up, you can go down. I'm gonna go down, right? If I go up, I'm gonna have problems because when I make my walls, they're gonna be crashing into my slab, right? So I'm gonna point it down. I'm gonna put in a number here. I think I was doing, let's just say this is a super weird thick floor. I'm gonna do, let's do 18. Right, that's gonna be a weird one. Like maybe we can have fun with that later. Again, extrude, I'm gonna do, well, let's stick to the 3 here. Oh, wait. Something happened here. Right. All right, this is actually a good thing. It extruded it in the wrong way. So I'm gonna hit extrude, and then because I wanted it to go down 18, I'm gonna type up here -18. Can't go wrong with that, okay? Over here, extrude surface, I bet I'm gonna have to go, let's try what happened if I go +3. It's working. Same here, but this time I'm gonna do -3. And then my ceiling up here, extrude, let's have it be a +6. Right, again, it's getting a little bit more complex now. So try doing it with extrude and with offset to see which one would you like. I'm gonna actually undo some of those and let's see, because I've kept my original surfaces there. There was no delete inputs. Let's try doing this again. Extrude, extrude surface. Oh, they do have delete input here, so let's check that this time and then do our -18 for our big weird floor. Extrude, let's do our +3. Right, so now we're deleting the input. -3. 6. Now we don't have all that extra information. So let's try, I'm going to end this now. Why don't you try rewatching if you haven't sort of picked up on it, but use the extrude and offset surface commands to try and add some depth to the surfaces that you're trying to create. And just as a kind of a quick thing, I mean, you don't have to do this on your own one, but you can start to see, I'll do a quick make 2D of this area right here. Not really showing anything, but just to show you the reason why we're kind of trying to get to this level here. Right, so you can even see we're starting to get a bit more detail in terms of the things that we're making, although we're even getting more complexity and problems, but I think in this case that is good. So I will leave it here and then I will talk to you at the next tutorial.